Welcome to another ABC Grab and Go on-demand webcast. In this webcast, we're going to cover the DEF system. All information provided is intended for informational purposes only and should not be used to replace either technical documents, manuals, guides, manufacturer information, or recommendations, nor the advice of a qualified professional. While the information is thought to be accurate on the date it is posted, it is provided on an as-is basis and without warranty of any kind, either express or implied. In addition, the information may change at any time. Here is a listing of a few of your DEF components, such as your DEF tank, DEF cap, DEF sensing unit, and DEF screen with your magnet. What is DEF? The short answer is that DEF, or diesel exhaust fluid, is an important component in keeping coaches within federal emission guidelines. What DEF is at a chemical level is a combination of deionized water and urea that transform harmful nitrous oxide emissions into harmless water and gas. Starting in 2010, DEF became a major need for companies using medium and heavy-duty diesel vehicles. Changing the EPA emission standards required reduction in diesel-burning engines to reduce their pollution output to the lowest level in history, and SCR, or selective catalyst reduction, is the technology of choice for original equipment manufacturers. As this emission standard has increased, DEF is being used more and more now than ever. DEF is an important component to your emission system. DEF systems must be inspected and maintained. Dirt and/or debris introduced into the system can and will cause emission faults. Dirty filters, screens, and king hoses can cause pressure concerns, which will cause emission faults. One common error that we have noticed is that customers are removing the magnet screen from the DEF filler neck. The DEF screen and magnet serves two purposes. The screen assists with stopping contamination from entering the DEF tank. Periodically, the screen needs to be cleaned with warm water. The magnet portion allows for filling with a pump. When inserting the pump nozzle, the magnet opens up the lock on the nozzle for filling. This is to assist so you don't accidentally mix DEF into diesel fuel tank and contaminate the fuel system. Using a low flow rate to fill the DEF tank will minimize the DEF from splashing back at you. Caution when opening the DEF fill cap. The system could have a vacuum. If it does, this is a good time to perform maintenance on the DEF system, which will be discussed in this presentation. If you need assistance, you can call ABC Customer Care.
Essentially how it works is the DEF nozzle has a magnetic restrictor in the tip which will prevent DEF from flowing out of the nozzle unless it is engaged with the proper magnet. The magnet is located within what they call the DEF magnetic collar. This collar is embedded into the fill port of the DEF tank. Once the nozzle is inserted into the magnetic collar, the magnet within the collar will then engage the magnet within the nozzle and it will open the valve and allow DEF to flow. So essentially, if you were to place this nozzle into a diesel tank without the collar and depress the tongue, it will not flow because there is no magnetic interface. Once the nozzle is placed into the tank, the magnetic collar will engage the nozzle, depress the tongue of the nozzle, DEF will flow into your tank. Upon completion, disengage the nozzle, and your fill is complete.
Dirt and/or debris introduced into the system can and will cause emission faults. Dirt can enter the DEF system through leaking gaskets or loose header on top of the tank. Broken tank vent cap can introduce debris. And debris will set DEF quality and pump speed codes, which can cause engine derate. Not maintaining the DEF system will lead to DEF pump failures. Two pictures below are going to show you examples of the DEF pumps used on the van holes. The first one to your left is for your Detroit diesel engines. To the right would be for a Cummins. The pump is mounted underneath the coach near the drive axle and is easily accessible. Cummins recommends changing the DEF filter at 300,000 miles. Intervals can vary depending on DEF conditions. Cummins recommends changing that DEF filter at 300,000 miles. This is a breakdown of the DEF pump and filter location. You can always contact ABC Parts Department for the correct part number for the filter. Detroit recommends changing your DEF filter at 150,000 miles. Intervals can vary depending on DEF conditions. In this slide, we show you a breakdown for the Detroit DEF pump and filter. You can always contact ABC Parts to get the correct filter for your unit. Contaminated DEF fluid can cause pump damage. To check functionality of the DEF pump, use a clear hose connected to the suction port of the DEF pump. Put an open end of the hose to a clean container of DEF. In the pictures below, you can see the breakdown that shows you which port is the pressure port and suction port. Install clear hose to the pressure port of the hose to an empty container. Perform a quantity test through appropriate engine software. If the appropriate fluid does not come out from the pressure line, there is a possible pump failure. During normal operations, the DEF tank will have a vacuum within the tank due to the pump pulling DEF from the tank. Periodically, the DEF vent hose needs to be inspected for kinks, damage, and blockage. As the system operates, it could possibly have DEF collect in the vent tube. Once DEF mixes with the atmosphere, it will crystallize, causing a possible blockage. And that concludes another ABC Grab and Go on-demand webcast. For questions regarding this webcast, please contact ABC's Technical Service Department at 877-427-7278. Listen for the prompts for Coach Technical Support and select the appropriate option. Support is available at this number 24/7.